show is brought to you by Rebirth Radio. Radio. Get ready. We're going live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Voices of Virtue.
Every time you open your mouth to speak, something is supposed to happen.
Let our conversation always be wise and seasoned with salt, so that we may know how to answer others.
This is something special for you.
Voices of Virtue.
We're going to help those, let them know that they're not alone, not being afraid to speak, because you know what's hidden shall be exposed.
Voices of Virtue.
So keep your ears open, your eyes seeking, your tongue talking, because it will be powerful.
There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction.
Voices of Virtue.
Well, once again, welcome everyone. Welcome to another Day with Dee, brought to you by none other than Rebirth, Public Relations and Media, and Shadows World Radio. Again, we welcome you to Voices of Virtue. And along with us on today, we have none other than Master Life Coach Regina Mullen on today. Regina, a Master Life Coach. You know, we all need a life coach in our life, believe it or not. We need that. We need that. And today, y'all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dee before we get started. Okay. Here I am. I'm from a little bitty town called Bachelor. A lot of people never heard of it, but I always tell people it's like 25 miles north of New Orleans. It's in Louisiana. But now, since 2006, I've been residing in Baton Rouge. I say it's like, I call it the middle of the boot in Baton Rouge. And by profession, I'm a disaster recovery case manager, and also I do professional security. By passion, I love fashion, I'm an owner of Royal Fashions and Essentials. And by purpose, what you say by purpose, Dee? Well, I said that's that thing God has anointed you and called you to do, to be and help in other people's lives. I am that voice speaking with virtue, where I've taken all my pain that I've been placed and put through and pushed me to a place to utilize the power within me to empower others as I forgive and forget those things that are behind and transition into a place to press to my purpose, to a mark of a higher calling. That's what Dee is all about. And so today we're here, we're bringing it to you real, raw, as always, but most of all in truth and love, because that's what we got to deal about in this way as we talk to people, in truth and love. Because here we are with Voices of Virtue. We want you to sit back, relax, get comfortable, go grab you some tea, hot coffee, some water, juice, and let's just get entertained with something that's real. Listen to a life coach. Because guess what? We're believing that she's going to say something so powerful today that's going to empower you to move on. That guess what? Yesterday, you won't even remember the negativity about it. You're going to have that strength to press on. Because, you know, the devil's idle mind is a devil's workshop. So we're going to get into all that later. So again, we want to thank you, invite you to share, download it, give feedback, and just enjoy the podcast on today as we talk to you. And right now, just a little bit about our host on today, Miss Regina Mullen. Again, she's a life master coach. So what does she do? Tell us, what she was a life coach. Those of you that may not even have heard of it. What she does is she helps people. Help. When you help the one you serve, so she's a servant. She's a servitor. She goes out and what she does, she uses her empowerment to help people pursue their dreams, find their purpose, utilize their passion. And with Miss Mullen, she has over a decade of experience as a life coach. So that shows you right there that she has the knowledge, she has the skills, and she has the ability. And she has 11 coaching certificates. That's amazing, amazing, amazing. And so before we bring her on, we're going to talk about like what's trending right now. And then we're going to get right into our interview because I can't wait. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm excited because she's going to help me even pursue my life even further. I know this. But what's trending, Dee? Tell us what's trending. Okay. What I found to be a good topic, I'm like, wow, really? Prince Philip's death. Now, and of course comes none other than Fox, trending Prince Philip's death is now being pinned on Meghan and Harry's departure from the royal family. You got to be kidding me. First of all, I think God gives us life, right? So how can you pin this on Meghan and Prince Harry, that God decided to call this 99-year-old man home? But you want to pin it? Really? So what's going on? You got to find something negative to say. So why don't we find the positivity about it? He's 99. He's lived a blessed life. Anyone that lives to be 99, you had to be blessed. So Meghan Markle and her husband, Prince Harry, are under fire once again, and this time they have been blamed for the death of Prince Philip, the Queen's husband. Prince Philip he died this Friday morning at the palace at the age of 99, as I said earlier, after health struggles. Remember, 99, okay? While his age and health are the cause of his death, a representative from Fox and his friends insinuated this. So guess what, y'all? We're going to just leave that right on. We're going to press that. We're not going to even feed that. Because guess what? The more you feed something, the more it grows. So we ain't even going to feed that. It may be trending, but guess what? We're going to put a cap on it and say, God, let your glory continue to be done. You gave him 99 blessed years of life. And we just pray for the family and the friends of the royal family. That's what we need to do. That's what the subject of the matter should be about. Let's pray for them for strength and peace to go on during their time of bereavement. And so now, with that being said, we are ready to bring on our guest today again, Master Life Coach Regina Mullen. Welcome, 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 Ms. Mullen. And first, what do you want us to call? What is it okay to call you?
You can call me Coach Gina. I am so happy to be here. I'm excited. I'm just delighted to just be here, to share, to love on the audience and you. I'm excited about this.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. And tell us a little bit about Regina.
Yes, I am a master coach, and what makes me a master coach is because of the different type of training I have. I have training in transformational anxiety, depression. I have coaching. I have a Christian coaching certification. I have like over 11 different types of certifications. And also what makes me be a master at what I do is because a lot of times when you go through so much like I have, you live in sympathy. You help from sympathy. Well, when you help from sympathy, it's hard for you to lift somebody up if you're in the same situation. But when you learn the methods and you get certified, you can use what you have and deliver, where I can understand where you're coming from, but I can uplift you, keep you accountable to be your best self. I always ask people, when's the last time you had a conversation that was all about you for an hour? When was the last time, and this is what my sessions are about, is I help people learn to develop how to play to win in life. And when I say that, it is when you play in life, when you see your life as more of a game, and that when you do things that don't uplift you or make you feel good, it's not something that you're losing at. You get more experience to play a better game. And that's what I do. I help people just center in and be accountable.
Wow. Ooh, thank you so much, Coach Regina. Thank you, thank you. Before we go any further, I want to say this. I want you all to grab a pen and pad, or use your tablet, your iPad. We need to take notes on today, okay? Because I know we all got something we want to fulfill in life. Even if you think you're there at that point, I know we can all go further because the Word of God tells us that we grow from glory to glory to glory. So don't get Don't get to a point you feel comfortable where you are. You want to get beyond the shadow waters in life. So just grab that paper and pen, and let's get busy, get into this interview with Coach Regina. Thank you again for being here today as our host. What we want to know, first of all, Coach Regina, tell us why. That big question like that, why did you decide to become a life coach, not just a life, but a master in it? And tell us some of those core values about being a life coach.
Okay. I became a master coach because I was I had this pathetic calling on me. It was so, I can say, I went through a lot. And a lot of times when you go through a lot, it's not for you, it's for other people. And I asked the Lord, I was like, I was so strong in prophesizing, I would prophesize on almost everyone that came around me. Never was told that I didn't say what I said was right, because it was coming from a higher calling. But it became too much when I prophesied over a minister and his wife, and they told me everything I was saying was true. But the only problem that I had was I didn't believe in myself because of all my background. And so I went and I prayed and I said, Lord, I don't want to do this. I don't want this gift no more until I know that it's from you and I'm strong enough to handle it. After that, a few years passed, and I won a $50,000 scholarship, coaching scholarship. And at the time, I didn't understand all this was going to connect. But after I learned the method of becoming a great coach, because I had certifications through other little coaching programs, but it wasn't as intense as this. I went to a school called Coachville, and it wasn't as intense as Coachville. When I came out of Coachville, my calling, my passion, my love, my joy, my happiness, my unconditional love, all my life. I mean, when I said from being on drugs to being a teenage mother at 16 to being married 30 years with no experience, all these things came. I have 5 kids, $6 grand, and I have a stepson. And so when I tell you that all these life things that has happened, I understand now that my training, my gifts, my calling, they all mixed up in one. And now I can deliver from a place of knowing. When you have a method, you know how it's you know the outcome of it. And now I have a method to take the things that happened in the past and help others. And I can help them so profoundly and uplift. And a lot of times when people know my whole story, this is just snippets, because 3 years ago I was attacked by a complete stranger. And he he squeezed my hand until he broke it. And he pulled like maybe 2 discs out my back, just really crazy. But what happened out of that, and that's one of my programs, is out of some of the most ugliest packages, some of the most beautiful things come from it. And my whole life has changed from that. But if it wasn't I had to go through some counseling. And what the doctor told me, he said, if you wasn't a life coach, you would never have made it this far. And I realized, I just realized we as women, we need to be uplifted, held accountable, and truly loved on. And we are the queens of the earth. And the kings of the earth, they are, women are nurturers. Men are builders. And we have to, we have to love on that. And we can't always come from the same place. We have to come from different ways, and a lot of times that's the misconception when we are trying to deal with each other. But when you have somebody that is there to listen to your dreams, your desires, and uplift you, and don't judge you, because I come from a judgment awareness. I do not come and look at you, judge you. If I can't love you, I don't coach you. That's number one. So you're going to be in a place of love, protection, uplifting, accountability, and you're going to have methods that's going to enhance your life.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Coach Regina, you didn't answer about 3 questions I already had prepared. That was so great. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Lord, I'm writing. I'm trying to keep up with you. That is so great, everything you said. Like, my next question was part of it was going to be in being a life, coach, a master life coach, rather. Does faith-based come anywhere in? And you already covered that when you first started. So in saying that, when you find yourself coaching people, do you think or have you witnessed, like, whereas people would then have other people in their ears, in their head, say, oh, I wouldn't listen because who are they to tell you this, tell you that, and it contradicts what you have instilled and empowered in them, and then they come back to you and say, well, so-and-so said this. How can you tell someone after they leave your presence, leave their counseling session with you, how can you edify them into a way whereas when they do go back out that door, just like when we go to church, we go get the word, we get fed. So when we get out those doors, we got to go out there and use what we've heard. Don't leave it inside those 4 walls. So what do you tell a person once they leave your presence and get into the atmosphere of others? How do they stay sound? Because we got to have a sound mind. We can't be fearful. The Lord has not given us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. So those that come to you, and knowing that what I've just heard about you, I know that has to fall into order in that way. You got to have a sound mind. So tell us, what do you tell individuals about that? What are they hearing? How they need to block out things that they don't need to hear and only hear the voice of the Lord, only hear from what you've told them from an inspirational standpoint, because I already see you're operating off the word, and guess what? That stands. That will not return void. Tell us something about that.
Oh, it's 2 ways I can tell you. I'm going to tell you 2 things, and I'm going to try to sum it up because that's a big question, but I'm going to try to sum it up real quick. It's 2 things. First of all, I am a coach. And this is why I believe everybody needs a good coach. That's number 1. A good coach. Because let me explain. When you have a good coach, they are going to uplift, get you strong enough to deal with your problems. They do not have to bring you down. They do not have to form you to fall up under their guidelines. A lot of times, a lot of teaching is they beat you down, and then after they beat you down, then they start trying to teach you their way. That's not what a good coach would do. This is why I don't have to really worry about the outside as much, because before we start even dealing with your problems, I'm going to tell you your PowerPoint. When you come with me, or you come into a coaching session, or you come around me, I'm going to take you to another level higher than where you are. So when you get to that level and you look at things, the people that was in your ear, the things that people was talking to you about, it becomes minor because you start learning your personal power. And once you recognize your personal power that the Lord has put in you, can't nobody change that, because you connect into your higher self and the higher power of the Almighty. And so that's the difference with that. The other thing I teach people is people get mad when you reclaim your energy, when you reclaim your power, because they used to living off of your power. So it's okay. It's okay for them to get mad. You can change only you. You could be the example for them, or you could get away from them. But you have choices. You do not have to confront. You do not have to argue. You do not have to try to change. You change, and everything around you will change. You get strong and powerful. You speak life into yourself. When someone tell you something negative, I'm going to give you a nugget. This is a nugget. Someone say something you don't like, you tell yourself 3 things you do like about yourself. Even if you have to whisper it, I love me. I know I'm powerful. I know I'm worthy of the best. Whatever they just said, you just counter-reacted it.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Woo. Thank you, Coach. Look. You know what I say right now, Coach Regina? I said, you know what? I think she could be my coach. Guess what? It's just like our parents. I don't care how old we get. I'm 52. I still go to my mom. Mama, what you think about this? Mama, what you... Guess what? We never get too old to learn. So we are thanking. I'm thanking you for everybody that's hearing us, and everybody will tell somebody to tell somebody. Coach Regina, you know what's drawing me to you even the more is because you stand on the Word of God. He has to be preeminent. He has to be first, and no matter what we do. And so you can't ever lose when you're putting him first, when you're putting him above it all. And with you saying that, Coach, let me say this. Can we all just forget about curses? You know, you've heard about generational curses, family curses. When I say forget about it, I'm saying that because now you have a way of escape. See, the Bible talks about way of escape. So what do? You find yourself a life coach, like Coach Regina, and you listen to the empowerment and the instructions. You follow the instruction, the directions, the divine directions of it. And in saying that, Coach, what do you say? What can you tell people that you coach on? Give them some of the topics that you can attest to, that you coach on, that you've seen testimonies and lives being changed and visions and dreams coming to pass. So let's hit that before our minutes are up, and then I'm going to put in one more question, but let's put that out there for the audience so they can know what to expect.
Yes, I coach on depression. I coach on anxiety. I coach on accountability. I help people with loving themselves, self-care, self-love, self-sabotaging. It's the biggest thing. But when you talk about curses and generational curses, I want to say this. You know, in the Bible, they asked Jesus a question: what is the greatest gift? Love. And a curse and all that do not fall up under that. So when you come to someone that is loving you from your core, I believe, this is my belief, and this is where I feel like my gift is. I believe everybody has a seed in their heart that is connected to the higher power. I believe this world is always fighting for you to connect to your higher self, which is where God comes in and heals and nourish. The sunlight, the love, the water, the word, all that is coming from your Heavenly Father, the seed in your heart. And what I do, I'm a connector. What I do is quiet down all this chaos and craziness that's been told to you that's not true. And the Lord comes in through, I'm just a vessel. I'm just being used. But he comes through me and he heals, he grows the seed that's in you. And that's how you break all those things off of you, whatever it is. I have 100%. And when I say 100%, I have 100% rating when I do coaching. I have never coached anyone and they said this wasn't good, or I didn't gain, or I didn't change. And I'm not bragging about that, because it's not because of me. It's because I have learned by experience and by higher grace and faith and just love from my Heavenly Father to help others. And when I show up, he shows up. And that's what makes me get there. That's what helps me be who I am. And that's what gets me 100% results. It's not me. It's not me. Woo. I'm just a vessel.
Yes. Woo! I love it.
I hope I answered that.
I love it. Yes. And with that being said, Coach Regina, if a person's out there who's listening right now and, taking all this in, this profound, constructive information, and they're still at that point in life where they're trying to find their purpose that God has given them, it's already there. Because when he breathed breath into our body, he gave us our purpose. But guess what? We have to go find it. We have to utilize those gifts. We have to stir up those gifts. Because if we don't stir them up, we'll lose them. So what is the overall point of view you would tell someone to help find their purpose?
There's so many ways, but one of the ways I find is find a place of quietness. Find a place where you feel completely loved and at peace. Get along with the Bible. And if you have someone that can pray over you or someone, ask them to be praying for you as you're doing this. Not that they're going to be with you, because you need to get along with you and the Lord. And you need to have these people praying over you. You need to have a good word. And then after you do that, after you spend that time, you need to go to someone and ask people, what is it about me? You don't need to, people are quick to tell you what they don't like. And most people you're going to have to catch and say, oh, that's okay, never mind. But ask them, what do you like about me? Why do you call me a friend? What is it? And then you sit down and you pray over these things. You make a list of, another one is make a list of the things you love to do. And if you was a millionaire or you didn't have no care for money, you would still do it. You would still do it because you love it. Exactly. That's how you find your passion, your joy, your niches. And when you have a coach, that's what they work on. That's what they work on. They work on you loving yourself so much that you know what it is to have a passion. A lot of people don't even know how to find their passion.
Wow.
I tell people all the time, find what you really think. If you had all the money in the world, what would it be that you would want to do? Some people say, I want to drive a Mercedes-Benz. I want to go on a vacation or what. And sometimes you don't have the money. But you can reenact some kind of way. You can reenact your passion. Like, for instance, I had a lady, she wanted to drive a BMW. Couldn't afford it. What she did was she had to go out of town. She rented that BMW. In the long run, she got it. I had another friend. She wanted to go to the beach or just have some flowers and swing. I told her, if you can afford it, get a swing, get you some flowers, get you a good drink, and sit there and just have the music playing, the ocean, and you visualize. And before you know it, when you bring these things to your attention, they manifest. They come, you drawing that stuff to you. Then you start learning about your passion. And you grow.
Thank you. That is powerful. Thank you so much. Coach Regina, we got to get you back. We got to get you back because time won't allow us to get into everything we need to. So at this point, I want to have you tell people how to contact you. So listening audience, please write this down on how to get in touch with Coach Regina. Yes. My website is
www.mastercoachregina. You can also reach me on Facebook, facebook.com/mastercoachregina. You can reach me on Instagram, and that is instagram.com/mastercoachregina. And you can also reach me where I will give you a one-on-one book. This is one-on-one, 30-minute free call, and that is the Calendly, CALENDLY.com, Master Coach Gina. And if you would like to reach or set up or see anything, I also have, it's a little bit different. It's going to be www.bloomin, BLOOMINGBIZMIND.com, Regina, and this is all lowercase, Regina, Mullen, Mullen. And that is, what that is spelled bloomingbizmind.com. And that's like a website for me. And you can see my information about me.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's what. Coach Regina, we're going to believe God. We're going to believe God that website, those phone lines are going to blow up because your service is really, really needed. And I say to everyone, just remember his word that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Remember that. And again, before we go, you all, we want to thank you again, Coach Regina Mullen. Thank you. Also, nevertheless.
Thank you.
Certainly, you are so welcome. And certainly not least and last, we want to thank Rebirth, Public Relations and Media, and Shadows World Radio for making this possible for Voices of Virtue. And Voices of Virtue want to encourage you. Know your identity. Walk in your authority. Stand in integrity. Because of virtue, there's no one to be, no one to do. Thank you for tuning in to Voices of Virtue.
Voices of Virtue.
This show is brought to you by Rebirth Radio.
Voices of Virtue.